How y'all doing? This is Preacher Man R&B, and this is another Flash Reviews Wednesdays. This week is Season 1, Episode 3. And what happens on this week's episode is there's this guy who was supposed to be on death row, and while he's being put on death row, they're putting the gas in him, and when that happens, the particle accelerator goes off, and it makes him become the poisonous gas that was supposed to kill him. And in the comics, he's called the Mist. And what he's doing, he's going by and killing everybody that helped put him in prison. So he kills this crime family that testified against him. And then after this, Barry and them find out about him, and Barry used the bodies of the crime family and finds DNA of somebody inside the lungs of these people. And this ain't supposed to be physically able to be able to happen. So Barry and them go to Star Labs, and they find out that this guy's a metahuman, and they find out about him and what happened to him or whatever. So now the Mist is going to kill the judge that put him on death row, and he kills her in the elevator, and Barry goes after him, and this is the first encounter Barry and the Mist has. And he goes into Barry's mouth, into his lungs, and Barry can't breathe, so he runs to Star Labs, and they do they get a needle and get the vapor out and save Barry. And what happens after this is Caitlin makes an antidote for this gas, so the next time Barry fights the Mist, he'll have a way to save whoever the Mist attacks. And and the Mist said that he got one more person on his list, and Barry and them find out that it's Joe, because Joe's the arresting officer in his case. So the Mist goes after Joe, and Joe's in Iron Heights prison visiting with Henry Allen, Barry's father. And what Joe tells Henry is that he's going to help him get out of jail, because Joe knows that Henry didn't kill Barry's mother, and he's going to get the evidence against the person who did, so they can get Joe out of jail. And what happens after this, the Mist comes in and attacks the guard and kills him, and then he attacks Joe. But after he attacks Joe, the Mist leaves, and Barry comes in right behind him and gives Joe the antidote. But while Barry's doing this, Henry Allen sees Barry as the Flash, and Barry vibrates his face. That way Henry Allen can't find out who Barry is, but we'll find out if he does in the later episodes. But after this, Barry goes after the Mist, and Barry has to stay away from him and get him exhausted. That way he can't go back into his Mist form. So Barry's running around, and the Mist is getting exhausted, and he does, and Barry knocks him out. They put him in the particle accelerator, and they make a makeshift prison of the particle accelerator where they can put all the metahumans in. And after this, at the end of the episode, Professor Wells goes into this little time chamber and looks at the newspaper thing again, I think. And then he has a flashback of when he does this after Ronnie. He stops the particle accelerator from blowing up, and he watches the videotape of Barry getting struck by lightning and becoming the Flash. Now, what happened in flashback scenes, we get some backstory on Ronnie Raymond. And what happens is they just turned on the particle accelerator, and then there's a big boom, and Ronnie goes into the pipeline to try to figure out what's wrong. So and he tells Cisco to put his watch for 2 minutes. If there's anything past 2 minutes, to close the doors to the pipeline. That way the blast won't kill everybody. And 2 minutes runs up, and Cisco has to close the door, and Ronnie tells Cisco to do something that way the blast won't go throughout the whole city and make contain it. And then we don't hear from Ronnie again, and we're assumed that he's dead, but we'll find more about that in the later episodes of the season. What do y'all think? If y'all ain't watched the season yet, what do y'all think happened to Ronnie? And what do you think is going to happen when they find out what happened to Ronnie? As always, Preacher Man R&B signing out. Guys, you awesome. See you later.